Welcome to BMBBH News with Kev. News without the WS.
Hello, this is Kev. This is News Without the WS. Thank you for once again coming to your new favorite news channel. And this is a crazy story out of New York. Tiffany Floyd, a mother, pulled up to a Burger King to get food for her and her child and would discover that the food was covered in blood, which did not have some good results as far as her home life. So I'll let you hear from her. She took it to TikTok, got millions of views. So here you go.
I'm Tiffany Floyd. I live in Western New York. Today I went to Burger King by my house and I decided to get a Happy Meal for my daughter. I gave her the bag because obviously I'm a busy mom. I just gave her the bag to eat the food and I heard, "Mom, I don't want ketchup." So I take the bag back thinking that they messed up our order and I look in her bag and there is blood all over her bag, her toys, her fries, everything. So I called Burger King because I was not going to go back there. And the manager had told me that somebody did cut his hand, and that if I came back, he would give me a refund of my money. Now, I did reach out to our local health department. They did a report. There's not much more that they can do, they're saying. I just want to get this out there because it was lunchtime today and there was a lot of people through the drive-thru. There was people in front of me and people behind me. So I will share the location of this Burger King. And if you were there, please contact them because this is a serious, serious issue. And now I have to wait a whole month to get my daughter tested for any blood issues. So thank you, everyone.
So yes, I'm sorry that this kid has to go through this. I mean, they say that blood tests have to be monthly, and ever since this incident happened, that the child hasn't eaten. So yeah, and then I initially thought that TikTok ain't the place for everything, but I mean, to raise awareness to the public, I see the reasoning for it. But you know, that whole "I'm a mom, so I'm busy," that sounded like an excuse. That sounded like an excuse to me. And the point is, your daughter might have been harmed. God willing, she wasn't. And hopefully those blood tests come back clean for the next year. Yeah, but if you're a parent, always check your child's food. Like always. Like it's no problem to me. Whenever I get something from a restaurant, I check my child's food. That's what it is. Because you can't trust life. I mean, if anything that any of us have learned, it's not to trust life that much. So yeah. Also, I wonder how, like, as reported, it says that the spokesperson from Burger King said that it was a team member had cut their finger, and upon noticing, they immediately stepped away. And I'm sitting up here like, how did they still get blood on the food though? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it might have been true once the bleeding got profuse, but that's still very, very irresponsible. I mean, you know, how can you not feel, you know, a cut, you know, that you're bleeding from? But the restaurant, well, Burger King corporate office since then has said that an outside company was hired to do a deep cleaning in the restaurant, and they're retraining all their team members because, I mean, there are safety and training videos in these restaurants, especially sanitation. Sanitation is supposed to be bar none in a restaurant, and you know, you can tell by the restaurant's health scores how clean the restaurant keeps itself. But what should happen is, first of all, the manager on duty, I know that their eyes can't be everywhere at the same time, but if there's an employee that's injured, and it's not the whole, you know, they're short staffed or whatever, or you do just really needed to work. You know, I get those situations, but once it becomes a biohazard, it's over with. I mean, second, I'm not with really people losing their jobs like that, but yes, the person who was bleeding should be terminated from their job, because based on the principle that you don't give people food that's covered in blood. Like, that's crazy. It's like, how do you not notice any of this? I mean, yeah, from what I can see, it was on the wrapper, so it could have been a kitchen staff member that, they did say it was a kitchen staff member. But if you handling food, like she said it was blood on the fries, there was blood on the toy, which means that this must have been somebody who was multitasking seriously. So, I mean, whatever happened, they should be let go, because that person doesn't want their food coming to them covered in blood. That's just all there is to it. I can't imagine anyone would, if they're getting, food and service from any restaurant, that they would want blood on their food. That's like that becomes a biohazard, becomes a medical hazard. And that's why they had to bring in an outside company. I'm sorry this happened to Miss Tiffany Floyd, but, I think parents need to parent a little bit better than her when they're handing their child food. Check your kid's food. And now we'll look what she got to go through. Her child has been traumatized, and the child has to have monthly tests. So if she'd have just checked that food just a little bit more, just to make sure that everything was okay for her child to eat, then hey, that would have been great. But I mean, I'm not saying, like, she probably does feel guilty of not checking her child's food, and I'm pretty sure after this she'll be checking it. So it's an unfortunate thing. I mean, as a parent, I'm responsible for my child, and whatever I give my child. But, at the same time, this is why I would say people should probably cook their own food, as opposed to always relying on a restaurant, because you don't know what's going on. I mean, these days. So, I mean, blood on the food, that's pretty extreme. I mean, heads are supposed to roll because of that. So, anyway, just a crazy story. Like I said, this is just to raise awareness, and like I said, as a parent, you should always check your child's food no matter what. I mean, it could be the cleanest, most sanitary restaurant on the planet. You still check your child's food. Check your food too. But if you got a child involved, man, that's what I'm saying. Our children are very important to us. And like I said, I am sorry that Miss Floyd has to go through this with her child. So that's the important thing. A child might have been harmed. God forbid the child was. So yeah, so we got restaurants that are sending food out that got blood on it. So be careful out there, folks. And this is Kev, News Without the WS. Till next time.